Hey guys, it's Damien. I'm back with another video, really quick on uh, how to grow your business as well as growing yourself when it comes to being an entrepreneur. If you're looking to start a business or looking to grow a business, I currently, just a real quick rundown of who I am if you haven't seen any of my videos. I own and operate a candy company that I started with my wife. We started very small. We started online and we've grown it to a very successful business. We've shipped our product to over 15 countries and we continue to grow and grow every year. And we have a lot of goals that we want to attain. And so far, being an entrepreneur for about 7 years now, I've been doing this, has been the best decision I've ever made. Before owning my business, I worked in retail for way too long, about 20 years. And I learned a lot from it. Don't get me wrong. I was able to take a lot of positive things from it, and I now use those in my business. Um, I also have a degree in marketing, and I hold 7 patents as of today, and I've got 3 that I'm in the process of working on right now. So here's really quick. There's 3 things in particular that I just wanted to talk about in this video. I won't take up a lot of time. I'll just run over them with you really quick. But there are 3 things that I've kind of found out on my own that I've had to kind of learn about, basically kind of teaching myself. And when you become an entrepreneur, you're going to kind of learn a lot more about yourself as opposed to your business, in my opinion, because your business is pretty much who you are. And if you don't have certain characteristics, the business that you start will definitely fail. So, to put it to you mildly, I've had, let me see, one, two, three, I've had 4 businesses that I've tried and closed them down. And to be honest with you, I've learned a lot from those. And now that the one that I have now has been successful and continues to grow in a very big way. So, you really also, other than the 3 things I'm going to cover in this video, one of the most important things is just not to be so hard on yourself when you make decisions and they don't work out. I've actually kind of created this mindset that I don't look at anything that I've done that hasn't worked out as a failure. I look at it as just an opportunity to learn something that didn't work so I can figure out what would work and what does and then go in that direction. If you can adopt that type of mentality where you never fail, you will never fail in your life at anything. You will only learn what does not work or what had not worked. So then you can just get yourself back up, focus on another goal or create another goal for yourself or another aspiration or business, whatever it may be, and then you can get yourself back on track. And because beating yourself up and the only voice that you really have 24 hours a day is the one you've got in your head. And if it's not a voice that's motivating, uplifting, putting you in a positive direction, and it's constantly beating you up over the head or negative ideas or that's never going to happen, that's the type of mentality that will never get you anywhere and will never allow you to grow. Aside from being a business owner, just as a human being, you're never going to grow into anything more than you are right now. One of the things that always stuck in my mind for the 20 some odd years that I was in the world of retail is that I always knew there was just something that I just knew that I could do better, and there was a bigger plan for myself than just doing this job, which I literally in the end had to force myself to go do. If your life is in that situation, if you're in a job and you're working somewhere that you literally have to force yourself to go, you don't necessarily have to quit the job that day and think something magically is going to happen by changing your ideas in that split second. Keep your job, but try to steer yourself in another direction. Steer yourself in a direction of something that you're more passionate about, something that you're more interested in doing. And if you can create a business with it, that's an even better opportunity for you to do. But if you literally have to force yourself to do it, and you're there 10, 12, however many hours a day, it might be a good idea to really look at where you want to be in your life because life is a short thing, and I'll tell you, if you get up every day and you're miserable about it, you're going to miss out on so much that you could have. So that's a whole nother another video. I got 3 tips really quick. Anyways, if you I'm a firm believer that everything that we think, the things in our mind, are the things that really end up directing us in life. It's your attitude, it's the vision that you have for yourself, the type of positive talk that you give yourself every day. Anything and everything that you really focus on intently and you give your attention to every day is really going to end up being how your life is going to turn out. And whether you believe that or not, that's your prerogative. But I know for myself, for my own life, I changed a lot of the things that I was thinking about in a much more positive way, in a much more broader picture, a bigger vision for everything in my life, not just my business, but my family and my personal life. And it's made a huge impact, a really good positive impact on me. So the first thing, um, you need to be bigger in your mind than where you are today. You need to think bigger than you do right now. If your thoughts are not something that is a constructive, it's building upon something bigger, a plan that you may have if you're wanting to lose weight or get healthier. If you don't have thoughts in your mind that you could potentially create that and you can make that come true, if those thoughts are not bigger than where you are right now, then where you are right now is where you're going to continue to be. The idea of the law of attraction and the idea of your thoughts dictate your life. This is not something that I created, of course, and I'm not going to be the last one to talk about it, but it's absolutely true. You cannot continue to point the finger or push blame to other people, circumstances, things that have happened to you. The most powerful thing that I've noticed, the most powerful thing you can possibly ever do is to take responsibility for every single thing that has happened to you up to this point. Up to this point, everything that you've decided to do, your decisions, everything has led you to this point. If you can come to terms with that with yourself and know that from this point on, you can begin to move in a direction to make a huge difference and change in your life, which then will affect people around you. Um, there's a tremendous amount of power in that. And I'm going to tell you, if you can just simply take responsibility for it and then move forward that day on, you can do some tremendously amazing things in your life. I kid you not. But you got to have a bigger mindset. If you're not thinking something outside of your 9 to 5, dead end job, all of the gossip, all the stuff that comes with your job, and if that's the only thing you think about, tomorrow's going to come and you're going to be doing the same thing. A week is going to come and you're going to be doing the same thing, and so on and so on. A month, a year, 5 years, and then 10 years from now, if you haven't changed the thinking that you have to something that can build upon a bigger plan or a bigger idea, then you're never going to change. Your life's never going to change. Nothing will change. And if you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to start a business, and it's your first time out, you need to have a really strong mindset that you are going to not only be able to do it, but you've already done it in your mind. You already see it. You already know what directions you want to go. You may not have all the answers to it. You don't know exactly the path that you're going to take to get there. For me, when I had my business and I started it, I didn't know everything that's transpired right now. I didn't know this would all happen the way it did. I didn't know the path that it was going to be, but I did know that I was bigger than the job I was in, and I knew that if I thought a little bigger than the job I was in, that I would become bigger than the job that I was in. So, not to repeat that 3 times, I don't want to drive you crazy, but um, you have to just think outside the box. You got to think outside of everything that you're at right now. And if you can't do that, give yourself time to, and little by little think about what is it that you're good at? What is your passion? If tomorrow was the last day that you were here, what do you want to be doing today? Because if it's not what you're doing now, then you need to make some decisions and change some things. So that brings me to number 2, pursuing your passion. For me, it was just something, I was looking for some type of creative outlet, something I could do, because my mind works more on a creative sense as opposed to an analytical or logical sense. So I love to create stuff. So what is it that I can do? Because I had a job, I actually had not a job, I had a business where I had professionally was an artist for a couple of years, and I did some charity work with some celebrities. I got a lot of positive feedback. People liked it. The paintings that I did, they were all originals. They were fantastic. I loved to paint them. I loved to do them, but I wasn't making money at it, to be honest with you. And all the pats on the back and all of the nice, that looks amazing, yada yada, all the compliments was not paying my bills. So I knew that the creativeness is what I wanted to pursue, but what is it I can sell to make money? And then I began to get into making candy, then coming up with some ways to decorate this and decorate that, then created cake balls, and I started coming up with some flavor combinations, really unique stuff. And then from that, I was able to still be creative, but people were actually buying my stuff. So find something that you're passionate about, understand what it is you're passionate about. If it gets you up early and keeps you up late, then it's a good idea that that's probably something you should do. And all you need to do is figure out some of the steps to market it, to get yourself online, it's great to have a retail store, but I'll tell you right now, if you have a retail store, if you've got a brick and mortar business and you're expecting all the traffic to come through your front door to make your living, you really need to have a presence online, because while I sleep, people are buying stuff from me. I don't have to keep my door open. I don't have to have a security system at a retail store that I got all the other expenses and overheads and other things. So we make it from our facility and we send it directly to the customer. But I've got people in Dubai that buy my products. Dubai. And I mean, I've got people in Eastern Europe. I've got people in South America. We've sold to Brazil. We've shipped to Asia. I've shipped actually to Singapore, chocolate-covered pretzel rods to Singapore on a regular basis. These are people I would have never done business with if I wasn't online. Find your passion and get your passion online and put it out there. Don't be afraid to do it. You just got to put the effort into making it happen. And it's going to. And when it starts to snowball and then you realize, wow, I can actually make money doing this, then it becomes even more of a passion. Then you almost like become obsessed with it. If you become obsessed with what you do, amazing things happen in your life. Trust me. And then lastly, the third thing, number 3 is going to be there's no circumstance or no situation or event in your present life right now where you are will ever stay the same. If you think to yourself that your circumstance cannot get better, if you think to yourself that it could never happen, then those circumstances and experiences that you have right now are never going to change. They're never going to change. If you can begin to think differently, begin to put yourself out there and think, you know what, I do have the capacity to do this. I don't know exactly how I'm going to get there, but I know I'm going to start and put one step in front of the other, and I'm going to just take that risk and try it. And when you do that, circumstances change, because then you meet people and then an opportunity shows up, and then things begin to happen that are outside yourself because you started with inside yourself. If you start inside your mind thinking of something that where I am right now is not where I want to be. The circumstances, this is not who I am. This is just a place where I have stopped for right now. This is where I'm kind of at a layover, if you will. If you've ever had to catch a flight and you have a layover, you don't stay there forever. You just stay there for a small period of time. You got to look at your life the same way. And if you want to start a business, you have to tell yourself, this business is going to change everything for me. I can make more money. I can have a better quality of life. I can spend time with my family. I can do a lot of things that I can't do if I stay in the same circumstances that I'm in right now. So that's my little pep talk, little small talk. I'll keep it short. If you like my video, please let me know. Subscribe to my channel. I've got videos that I do every single week. And we're going to talk a little bit more about Amazon. And the shop that we open on Amazon selling our handmade goods has just been skyrocketed, been fantastic. I don't say that at all to brag or to boast, but I know that I'm telling you that if you have the opportunity to do that, and if that's something you want to do, I will show you how we did it, and you can do the same. So, thanks, guys.